Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC, and today I will be reviewing the Salomon Highlander binding. There could be only one. I rode this binding at Arapahoe Basin where it was a dark day. I'm not just saying it was a flat light day, like it was dark, you couldn't tell the sky from the ground. There was a few fresh inches that flew overnight, and then by the end of the day we had about pretty much 5 to 6 inches, I would say, where you had some pretty decent snow and then ice right underneath it. So if you found the deeper spots, it was all great. If you didn't, just be expecting to kind of slide around out there, I would say. I use my Jones Aviator board and Ride Fuse boots. This binding is pretty straightforward when it comes to adjustability. When you're trying to adjust the straps, you have this twist system on here, which you just use your hands. If you tighten it too much, take a little flathead screwdriver, push it in there, twist it, it'll come right out for you. The main thing I would say about these is just make sure that you tighten these as tight as you can go, otherwise you'll notice it'll start sliding. Now, when it comes to Highback adjustability, you'll notice there isn't a Highback adjuster on here. So you have the screws on both sides of the Highback here. Unscrew them, pull them back, it'll give you more forward lean, push them forward, it'll give you less forward lean on it. Straps. When it comes to the straps on these bindings, they are nice and responsive, where once you're locked in, you don't feel a lot of lateral play. When you're going for your heel to toe movements, you feel it right away. Now on the toe, this thing does stretch quite a bit, so on my square toe box, I didn't have any problems with it gripping or even slipping after a flat landing or anything like that. On the ankle straps, they are extremely big, I would say, where you do feel them locking you in, but you don't feel any pressure points, even if you're going for that last click like I always do. I didn't feel anything in either of the buckles on that one. So since they do have a molded strap, normally that does cut down on comfort wise. It doesn't here. Just know that when you strap it in, you're going to feel that on your boot, and it's not going to have that nice plush feeling that you might be used to on a more basic strap. The ratchets on this binding are fine. They tighten down just as you want them to. I was able to get all of those last clicks in, like you guys know I'm famous for. When it comes to getting out though, however, I noticed that with my mid on, it was kind of tough to grip this tiny little release here, where I was actually just grabbing the back of the teeth and just pulling straight up on it to get out, where this little guy really doesn't work that well. On the toe, there isn't one, so it's just super easy. Just smack it, it'll pop right off. They ratchet down just fine. They grip the ladders well, and I didn't notice any stripping on any of the ladders or anything like that after using them for the whole day. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you're not missing any content we have coming out. This Highback is gonna be on the stiffer end there, where torsionally it does have a little bit of play to it. A lot of that play is going to come from that shadow fit system though, but when you're going heel to toe, you feel it. Like I felt this on my boot when I was on my heel side. It wasn't a bad feeling. I just knew that the Highback was there keeping me on that edge more than not. When I'm going toe side, I didn't feel it at all, so it does allow you to still get over. When you're tweaking grabs and all of that, you do feel a little bit of resistance, like when you're popping a method, really tweaking that thing out, you feel that it does want to return to its natural state, which is awesome in my opinion, because you get that thing over tweaked and you're like, oh crap, I can't get it back. The binding wants to go back to where it was, so it just goes back to exactly underneath your foot there. When we're talking binding flex on the Highlander, it didn't flex as much as I expected it to. Even though it does have the shadow fit system in it, it is going to be a stiffer heel cup on it, where the board or the binding does flex really well with the board, but it doesn't allow a lot of lateral play to it, where those straps and the Highback aren't going to allow you to move that much, but it does give you a little bit there where it is still going to be on that stiffer end for sure. This binding rides fairly damp, I would say, where you do feel some of those icy spots underneath your feet, but nothing that's going to cause foot fatigue or anything like that, where you wants to go heel toe, be extremely responsive, but still have a little bit of play there. Rider in mind. This binding is definitely for that advanced rider where either they're going to go try to find that super technical terrain, or they're going to go send the large line in the park or even the half pipe. Pretty much they just want to be able to push their limits on this binding and really have it just hold them exactly where they want to be without any play. If you want to support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video getting in depth over there. I really enjoyed this binding. This could be a daily driver for me, where I didn't really think I liked shadow fit quite this much. Like, I didn't feel the heel cup at all on this thing. I expected a lot more lateral play, even though they're like, this is our stiffer, more aggressive binding. I didn't think it was going to be. I was super happy I got to ride this thing. It was really comfortable. I could easily daily drive this, where it has all the response I'm looking for with just enough tweakability in it. Comparable bindings, the Union Atlas, the K2 Edition, and my personal favorite, the Jones Mercury. This has been my review of the Salomon Highlander. If you enjoyed it, why don't you go check out one of the comparable bindings we have and keep watching.